Have you dreamed of bigger things for your life? Then you are in the right place. Each week, you will be given tips on how to change your inner dialogue, conquer your goals, and ways to step into a higher version of yourself. I'm your host, Lauren Kubat. I'm a motivational speaker who hosts personal development events. I'm a sought-after fitness instructor, a wife, and a mom of 2 young boys. I'm obsessed with all things personal development, and I believe anyone can achieve the life they want. Let the Become Your Vision podcast be the inspiration you need to step into greater things. Now let's go. Hi. So today's recording is a little bit different. I am in my car. The boys are in daycare. I had just finished teaching my classes. And actually, I recorded this podcast yesterday. And that kind of is the perfect segue into what we're talking about today, and that's vulnerability. So this week has been, I keep using the word crazy. I don't know. What's a better word? There's been highs and there's been lows, and then there's been in between. Wednesday was a very difficult day with the boys. It started off where Ollie's our 4-year-old, got upset about not being the one to pack snacks. I packed them, and then we're in the car, and then he found out that he didn't get to pack them, and it was a whole thing. Huge meltdown, and was yelling in the car and kicking my seat. And you know, if you're a parent, you understand. Like, before I had kids, I'd be like, oh my gosh, that kid's such a brat. But now I know that kids are kids, and they have meltdowns, and it's their way of expressing how they feel when they don't necessarily have the words for it. So maybe he didn't get enough sleep. I don't know. Anyway, it caused me to be very stressed. So I'm on high alert. He ends up throwing a toy in the car, hits Charlie. Then he's screaming. I'm running late to teach my class. So it was a whole thing. And then we get to the gym parking lot, and he refuses to walk, sits his little butt, 4-year-old butt, in the middle of the parking lot. Charlie's our youngest, he's 2, doesn't want to hold his water bottle. So I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll hold his water bottle. My adrenaline is through the roof. We are now we're late. I have 5 minutes before I have to teach my class. Through the midst of all of that, I didn't notice that Charlie's water bottle was spilling all over my work bag, and my laptop was completely soaked. I'm freaking out because I have everything, for the conference on there. I have backup, so it's not a huge deal, but I'm like, come on, I do so much with my laptop, and I know it's such a first world issue. Like, oh, my laptop got wet. I get it. There are way worse things. Totally understand. In the moment, though, I am furious. My adrenaline is going. My nerves are just shot. I'm being screamed and yelled at, and I was having a meltdown myself, and just, my nerves are kind of on high alert as well, because I have this conference coming up, and which I'm super, super excited about. But there's a lot of little minute details that take up so much energy and space in my head. So there's that too. Anyway, my laptop, I didn't know at the time, ended up being okay, except for there's this touch bar on my Mac that is not working. I recorded this podcast last night and found out today that it wasn't accepting the sound. Like, it recorded, but the speakers weren't working. Hence the reason I'm in my car. You could probably hear construction going on in the background. I'm not sure. So hopefully the audio doesn't suck. But anyway, so I had to teach class and all of this. I ended up being 4 minutes to class. I'm like, Lauren, just cancel your ride class. Just tell them you can't do it today. And for whatever reason, I said, no, just show up as you are. And I did. And I allowed myself to be vulnerable. And I really try to not bring any any like bad energy into my classes as much as I can, but I'm also human, and I wouldn't even call it bad energy. It's just, being stressed is a human feeling, but I try to set it apart from class, and I'm usually great about it, and I think I actually did pretty well. But what I relied on is my attendees, the women in that class that day. I just said, you know what, guys, I'm feeling super vulnerable right now. I told them exactly what had happened. And what I found out was that they were there to support me. You know, the women were saying that they've all been there, and with their kids and everything, they completely understand it, like I knew they would. And I just had to trust myself that you can get through this class. You will be able to get through this class. You can get through this hard thing. Is it going to be perfect? Absolutely not. But also allow yourself to be vulnerable and share what is going on so people understand. And most people will understand and will have some insight to give you. So if you're like feeling off, if you're like, I don't know how, whatever it is in your life, maybe you're like having a crappy day and you don't want to go to work, or maybe you're going to a family function and you're just not feeling like yourself. Allow yourself to feel those emotions. I feel like as humans, we try to muster down our feelings, push down. Muster up is a thing. I don't know if you can muster down. Anyway, we try to just push down our feelings, and sometimes we can just act like we're so strong, and, we push it aside, but sometimes we just need to live in that moment. And really, there was no hiding it. I was feeling what I was feeling, and I just owned it. And the other thing I wanted to say is I didn't apologize. Instead, I said, thank you. I didn't say sorry, guys, for me feeling these human feelings. No, instead I said, thank you for supporting me right now. So don't apologize for feeling the way you feel. Those are your emotions, and you are right to feel the way you feel. Anyway, guys, I am super excited for Sunday. So I'm recording this Friday in my car, like 48 hours, close to 48 hours away. And I just can't wait to talk to you post-conference and share what the experience was like as well. And wherever you're at, I hope you're having a good day. And if you're not having a good day, it's okay, because bad days make the good days much better. And like I always like to finish, I want to remind you that you got this. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you love this episode, make sure you are subscribed so you know when more episodes come available. My goal is to inspire others to become their vision, and one way to get the word out is with reviews. I would really appreciate it if you left an honest review on iTunes, and it would mean so much to me. Thanks again, and remember to go after the life you want. Bye, guys.